Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through the daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Stellar Lumens, or XLM. This is a very interesting asset to talk about because I've talked about it in the past, but I haven't done a solid update on it by itself in a while, and I think that now is the best time to do that because we are seeing retail demand and retail adoption happening at a rapid pace within the crypto sector. So without further ado, if you guys are new or not new to the channel, definitely hit that like button as it does help the channel grow immensely. And by the end of this video, I hope that you do consider subscribing and turning notifications on. Now, within this market, we are seeing Bitcoin kind of just stay stable a little bit, nothing too crazy in terms of price movement. We are seeing altcoins kind of turn green across the board, obviously to catch up with Bitcoin's price movement today, nothing too crazy there. But I do want to talk to you guys about XRP and XLM. I know that this is not an XRP video, trust me, it's not, but we do see XRP is up about 3.28%. We also see that the year to date percentages are about 358% almost roughly. In terms of XLM though, we're seeing that we're up 7.14, well now 6.92%, and only up 165.83%. You might be wondering, well, what are you saying here? It's the idea that XLM follows XRP fairly closely. First off, XLM actually breaks out first before XRP does. And I'm not saying that we're in a breakout yet. Trust me, we're not validated on Bitcoin going lower yet, or it going higher just yet. Okay, but I will say this. In terms of XLM trying to catch up to XRP, I think that we still have a little bit of ways to go. We're not going to match this percentage to the T, but I do think that we still have, a lot of room to make up for on XLM, and I think that that's what's good about it running first, because if it does follow the 2017-2018 structure, to a T, it will run first, and it will run and catch up to XRP. And I think that when we're talking about XLM's last prices for this bull run at the topping point, we could expect somewhere between the $2.50 to about $5 range. I think that that is a fairly good point to look at. We could even just 10x from here and go to $3.50 to possibly even $7. It all depends on how high XRP really kind of reaches, because we will, lag behind it just a little bit. Also, for anybody who is concerned on these two, in terms of price movement, you're probably thinking like, dude, there's assets that are up, on the year-to-date percentages like 13,000%, 11,000%, 10,000%, 4,000%, whatever. And here's XLM and XRP, only up about like 300% or so. And I get that, right? When we're talking about a lot of these, assets, and a lot of people are just telling you like these are so bullish every single day and they're not moving, it's because these two are OG laggards. They move last. It's just the same with Bitcoin Cash, right? Year-to-date percentage is 67.76%. Do you honestly think that that is it for Bitcoin Cash? Absolutely not. The same goes for a lot of these, laggards. Litecoin up 72.81%. A lot of these assets are going to make extremely great gains by the end of this bull run. They just run last. The same with Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is up 782%, but that's nowhere near, where it actually is going to be by the end of this bull run. Same goes for pretty much EOS, only up 61.82%. A lot of these OG laggards are going to make some parabolic gains by the end of this bull run. So I think that you need to just kind of pay attention to that and not so much the current price structure. Now, I do want to show you guys this tweet from Kevin Cage, and this is the perfect way that I could possibly say it as well. And in terms of XLM and XRP, I think that we need to look at them in, sort of a, collaborative effort instead of a competitive effort. We just hear awesome. Please recall what CEO of MoneyGram said on TV: XLM for front end, XRP for back end. And of course, this is talking about that MoneyGram partnership where you could pretty much give them your cash and within 5 seconds you can get Stellar USDC. I discussed this yesterday in an XLM video, but the reason why I'm commenting on this yet again is because when we're talking about XLM, XLM is the perfect P2P retail asset. XRP is the perfect B2B banking asset. This is more so two completely different niche audiences. I know that Stellar can focus on cross-border payments. I know that they could help the B2B sector as well, but they are not perfectly positioned to do so. XRP on the other end is around the world, not in the US of course, but around the world they are, and we are seeing that thrive right now, especially with cross-border payments, ODL adoption, as well as corridors being set up here and there. So XRP and Ripple themselves are perfectly positioned to really disrupt the B2B market. Stellar on the other hand is perfectly positioned to disrupt the retail market, and this MoneyGram partnership is a perfect example of that. Now I do want to talk to you guys a little bit of the Ledger Explorer for the Stellar network. Now we are seeing seen a lot of things ramping up in terms of process operations. We have seen this kind of skyrocketing recently, especially in September to October, a little bit down from July to August, but we're still seeing some major price or pretty much operations being processed. And of course, now we're in November and December. Again, this is very interesting to see. Now, in terms of accounts, we're seeing the number of accounts growing astronomically. In fact, in just the month of November, we've seen about 6.1 million new accounts, with daily active accounts being around 75,000. Of course, the highest daily active accounts was back in September and October of 2018. We'll most likely see this again very soon in terms of active accounts. And of course, we do see our new assets and trust lines. So a lot of things are growing in terms of the ecosystem, and I think that this is going to continue to process like that as we do kind of move on in terms of network adoption, ecosystemal growth, as well as of course, price appreciation. Now we also see our Stellar Lumens XLM at a crucial stage and a mid-minute golden cross. Now, I've been seeing a lot of articles like this. Now, this goes back 5 days ago. Okay, 5 days ago, the market looked extremely different. But I will say this, a lot of people are very bullish on XLM. I, myself, am very bullish on XLM, and we're going to be talking about the price chart here shortly. But I do want to talk to you guys about this article, because they are saying, hovering inside Friday's range of, 40 cents to 36 cents. For now, XLM's price poses for a 1.50% plunge to stand near 37.30, awaiting massive triggers for the upcoming big price movement. And of course, they're talking about Ripple competitor. Every single time that I see Ripple competitor, I don't know. I just kind of just ignore the article themselves. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because we will see a lot of articles like this where, they're saying, oh, XLM is about to do a massive breakout event. And it's always right before, a market crash. And I just want you guys to understand and prepare whenever you do see something like this, not to sell, but not to FOMO in. So just be aware of things like this. Honestly, this didn't even give us too much base point on what to expect from XLM. They're essentially just telling us like, hey, it's going to pretty much rebound to the 5-month peaks of 44 cents. Before that, it could be around the 40 cents. It might hinder the recovery mood, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, in terms of XLM, okay, we tested this support zone down here perfectly. If we move this down, we peaked down below it just a little bit and made our new support actually, which is essentially the support going all the way back to August, I mind you, which is a great point for a reversal, and it looks like we have bounced significantly off of that point. It's also a perfect retest of nearly the October 27th low, but I will say this. Okay, we have been in a massive consolidation since around the May time. I said this in one of my last videos as well. This is 183 days of consolidation. It's building a strong floor. So when we do break out, and of course, I will say this, the one thing that article had right is we need to break over a significant point. In fact, that significant point is 42.5 cents, not 44 cents, because this is massive resistance going back to September. And once we do break back up into this, we will be in that perfect demand zone before we hit this high of about 80 plus cents. Once we do break out of this, of course, there's some more resistance points to really kind of watch for, but they're not as significant as the ones that we are pretty much arranging below right now. Once we do break out, though, of the 42.5 centile range and target 50 cents and break over that, our target points are 80 cents, with the all-time high being up here, on some exchanges being $1.04, like Binance is showing $1.04, and then that is when we are off to the races. And of course, here are some of my targets up here, the $2.50 to $5, with possibly the $10 range depending on how high Bitcoin goes, which of course we need to watch for some validation or invalidation on Bitcoin just yet. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about some things. So first off, yesterday I tweeted out saying mainstream adoption hasn't even started for crypto. At scale, there will be dozens of trillion-dollar assets in this space, like HBAR, XRP, QNT, XLM, ALBT, Casper, DAG, just to name a few. Crypto is still in its infancy stages. You are early, much earlier than you think. And I've said this about XLM 100 times over in the past as well. Retail FOMO, retail demand, retail adoption isn't even at its spike yet. It was never at its spike, even during the 2017 and 2018 height of the bull run, the topping point. Retail demand and FOMO was not even at the highest peaks yet. And this is the same for this bull run either. We're not going to have, the highest grade points for retail, adoption just yet. we haven't even seen it at scale. But at scale, we could expect XLM to be a $1 trillion asset, with most of these assets in the space being $1 trillion. Think of crypto as being the stock market, but it's not you investing in these products that are just digital, products like a phone or a TV or things like that in terms of, physical products. But these are digital assets that have the potential to really disrupt massive markets. And I'm talking about $1 trillion plus markets. Just XRP alone, we always talk about the derivatives market being $2.7 quadrillion. And, AOBT disrupting the securities market, which is a $100 trillion market in itself. QNT essentially being the network of networks. These are massive assets. And of course, XLM in the P2P retail sector has a ton of value as well. And I do think that XLM at some point in time will be a $1 trillion asset as well. Of course, is it going to happen this bull run? Is it going to be happening by 2025? Most likely not. But in time, we will see the adoption, the growth in this market, and of course, the acceptance grow and grow. And then once regulations are in this space, it's going to be extremely different. Now, of course, in terms of retail adoption, we are seeing that grow. In fact, we did see this. PayPal, the new PayPal app gives you more ways to explore crypto, whether you want to buy, sell, hold, or even use it to check out with millions of PayPal merchants. And of course, here's more ways to buy, save, explore, PayPal, blah, 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 whatever, getting started. And of course, we're seeing the main assets being Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and of course, Ethereum. Not sure if they will add Stellar or XRP or anything like that. XRP is probably not going to be added until the SEC lawsuit, but this is good for us in terms of retail, pretty much FOMO, retail demand. And I think that it's going to be fairly interesting, to say the least, when we're talking about, what's going to be happening within the crypto scene and crypto adoption entirely. I think that this is going to grow as we do march forward on in time. And like I said, when we're talking about XLM, they just announced this partnership, or not this partnership, but they pretty much launched this new ad, which is very interesting because they're talking about inflation. They're talking about the banking. Oh no, it's closed. The bank's closed. I need to take some money out. There's multiple warnings of, accounts being robbed of their money, blah, blah, blah. And of course, we're talking about digitization of, this market. We're talking about digitization of financial markets, the banking sector, how it could prosper. When we're talking about fees, we're talking about how slow the banking scene is. We do see here, cross-border payments are a vital lifeline for 1 billion people across the world. The Stellar network is built for payments. And like I said, a lot of people compare these, like Stellar to Ripple, but it's not the comparisons like that. Okay, first off, who are they showing you? They're showing you everyday individuals. They're showing you everyday people who are just like me and you, the retail individuals. That is what XLM is built for, the retail use cases. XRP is built for the B2B banking scenes, the financial institutions, the ones that will pretty much be the building block foundations for the future of finance. But of course, XLM, do not downplay its role in the future, because this is a huge use case. Retail markets are a huge use case. But with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content, or if you guys do want more content, I should say, go check out NCashOfficial.com, where I do have my exit strategies and all that kind of stuff. But also join the free Discord and also follow me on Twitter for more free content. But with that being said, guys, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.